Congresswoman?
Thank you so much, Representative Hawkins, and I am here to say thank you. I am Lizzie Fletcher, and I have the privilege of chairing Texas's Democratic congressional delegation in the 119th Congress. So on behalf of all of us, I'm here to say thank you to Governor Pritzker, thank you to Lieutenant Governor Stratton, thank you to Chairwoman Hernandez, thank you to the Illinois congressional delegation members who are joining us here today and who have been welcoming our friends and colleagues and heroes from Texas here in Illinois. It is good to be back in Illinois. I was last here about a year ago, and I headed home to Texas after a pretty big convention, feeling hopeful for democracy and inspired by what I saw here in Chicago, here in Illinois. And I returned to Illinois last night feeling the same kind of hope and feeling a real inspiration, because what we see here happening in Illinois is the fight for our democracy, is the fight for America, and the people standing here today are on the front lines of that fight. These are the fighters for our democracy, and they are helping give a voice to all Texans and all Americans. And it's Democrats who are leading that fight. They are the ones fighting for democracy here in Illinois and across our beautiful country. So I also want to thank the head of the Democratic Party, the chairman of the Democratic National Committee, Ken Martin, who's here with us today, who we already heard from. I'm here to say thank you to him too, because he knows what we know. You know, in Texas, we're used to saying everything's bigger in Texas, and it's a pretty big state, 254 counties, 30 million people. But we know that this is bigger than Texas, and Chair Martin, everyone in Illinois, and people across the country are standing up with us. So I'm here to say thank you to all of them. And I'm here to say thank you for standing up for our country, for America, for the land of the free and the home of the brave. And I am here today to thank the brave, and that is the members of the Texas House Democratic Caucus who are here in Illinois, who are fighting the fight on behalf of Texans and all Americans. Representative Hawkins, Representative Romero are such great examples of the incredible members of the Texas House Democratic Caucus who have been working tirelessly to protect the rights of our fellow Texans and of all Americans. And the Texas House Democrats have taken a courageous stand. Make no mistake, they are here despite aggressive threats from our governor, from our attorney general, and from others who are threatening them. They are coming here at great sacrifice and at great risk. But let's make one thing clear. They are here to do their jobs, and they are doing their jobs by being here. They are protecting our fellow Texans from the racist and illegal maps that the governor and the Texas legislature are trying to rush through at the behest of President Trump. They are here standing up for the millions of Texans whose voices will be taken away if these maps are enacted. And it's important to know that in Texas, that means taking away the voices of minority voters who are the majority in our state. And with all they are doing, it's important to understand this. We have, and I'll say just very briefly for those who need to know, we have 13 Democrats in Congress out of a delegation of 38. And all 13 of those Democrats who've been elected to the United States Congress are elected by a coalition of minority voters. And those are the only members of Congress who are consistently and reliably the candidates of choice of minority voters in Texas. And this map wants to take away five of those opportunities for minority voters to have their say and elect their candidate of choice. And, you know, in Texas, we have a long and shameful history of discrimination against minority voters. We all know about the white primaries that were struck down by the Supreme Court in 1944 and the other racist tactics to prevent people from exercising their right to vote at the ballot box. And tomorrow, we will celebrate the anniversary of the Voting Rights Act that said that people who live in states like Texas cannot do that anymore. But ever since the Voting Rights Act was enacted, Texas has been found in congressional map after congressional map and legislative map after legislative map to have violated the rights of Texans, of minority Texans who've historically been discriminated against in our state. So it is absolutely critical that we use our voices and our opportunity now to explain that this map, this proposal, violates the Voting Rights Act. It is an illegal racial gerrymander. And in Texas, those things are synonymous. When the GOP does a partisan gerrymander, it is a racial gerrymander. There is no difference in Texas. And it's important for everyone to know that this isn't just politics. This isn't just politics. So it's important that everyone across the country know and understand that we're fighting for the rights that are enshrined in the Voting Rights Act and that are the rights of every single American to have a say and the ability to exercise their right to vote in our country. And so Texas Democrats are here to do that, and I am so proud to see my representatives, my friends and colleagues taking a stand for all Texans. And with it, with the stand they're taking, they're inspiring the nation. And that's important because we need to know across the country what's happening and what's at stake. Over the last 6 months, we have seen an unprecedented and un-American power grab by the White House. And we've seen Republicans in Congress and now Republicans in Texas at every turn, letting it happen and sometimes cheering it on. Well, Democrats aren't going to do that. Democrats are not going to let it happen. And while Republicans are surrendering, Democrats are fighting. Texas Democrats are fighting. And every American can and must fight back.